obviously Fight Island's fast approaching. Preparations are obviously in hand for Danny's fight, as we were just talking about there. So tell us a wee bit about the schedule for you, James. Who's first of all, who's going to be flying out with you? Obviously you, Danny. Who else is going to be in the corner then? Take it you get a third person.
We're actually taking 3 years because we're going for a wee bit longer. The schedule's mental. They sent us the schedule today, so we're actually leaving on June the 1st.
Right.
Normally, if you're fighting on
July
the
the
Saturday,
1st.
July the 1st. Sorry. So normally, if you're fighting on the Saturday, they fly you in on the Tuesday. You're only there for 4 days, but we leave on July the 1st. So Stevie Ray's coming with us and Mark Ewan's coming with us. So it's basically the guys that have been doing Danny's camp.
Right.
Other than Kieran Malone, who's helping a lot with the wrestling. So we're taking the 2 guys over because we're going to have to train when we get there. And they can just jump in the corner and stuff. But the schedule's absolutely nuts. So we leave on the 1st. We go to London for 2 days. I think as soon as we get there, we get tested for the COVID test, and then we have to quarantine for 24 hours until we get the results. If everyone's all right, then we get to fly on a chartered plane. So to Abu Dhabi on the Friday, I think it is, the 3rd. And then as soon as we arrive, we get tested again, quarantine for 24 hours. If everyone's all right after that, they move us to the Fight Island. And then I think on arrival at Fight Island, you get tested again, quarantine for 24 hours. And then that's us right up until fight day, so we can train. I know there's facilities there for us to train and stuff like that. Dodge away, and then the fight. You get a 4th test, I think, the day before the event. So weigh-in day or something. Then we get the fight, and then we're getting tested again after the fight. So it's 5 tests basically. The time that we're there, we've not been told when we're flying home yet because it's chartered flights we're using. So it'll not be as regular as. You have your fight on the Saturday, leave to come home on the Sunday. So I'm hoping we're not there for too much longer because of the heat, and I obviously want to get home to get the gym back up, and I think we've got a week or 2 away from the gym reopening when we get home. But it looks mad, man. The logistics involved in it are absolutely frightening. They basically sent us a letter saying they've got 4. They call it a hub city. So there's Sao Paulo, Vegas, Moscow and London. So all the European fighters have got to either leave from Moscow or leave through London. So I think what will happen is all the UK guys will be leaving for London. So we've got to fly to London, and the hub cities will test you before you even get on the charter planes to go to Abu Dhabi.
Yeah. And you were saying there obviously about Mark Ewan's going to be going out as well. That's going to be good for Mark to get out there, and it's obviously strange, but it's good for him to get out there and experience what it's like at the UFC behind the scenes and stuff like that. And I know that's stuff you've done with a lot of guys in the past. Was there part of that involved in taking Mark as well?
It would have only been a matter of time before we started involving him, but he's been involved because Danny's fighting a southpaw. Mark's a good southpaw. It's a good thing for us to get involved, but we needed a training partner once we get there, because we're there for. It's not like we get there and it's a couple of days to make weight. We'll need to be training still, keep everything in prep. But we've always done that with young fighters, even way back with our amateurs and stuff like that. We used to take them to, when I was fighting pro, I used to take them and stuff like that, and just kind of get them used to being in the changing rooms and letting them walk out to the cage and stuff like that. And his son, I think I actually got it for a boxing coach called Brendan Ingle, who done it with Nazim Hamed and stuff like that back in the day. And it just means that when the guys go to fight, they're used to it. But there is an element of it with guys like Mark and Stevie's done it a fair amount. It's just getting them used to the big occasion. And sometimes that can act as a wee bit of a motivator for these guys, because it's like, this is where you want to be. You want to be in these arenas. You want to be on TV. You want to be on the big shows fighting the best guys in the world and stuff. So it's got a couple different benefits, but it'll be cool, man.
And Stevie, for you, obviously we're discussing it about Mark there, but what was the first big show James got you involved in? If you can remember.
I think it was a UFC. I went to UFC London. I was actually meant to do Glasgow, but I was in New York at the time, so I couldn't go. And then we done London. And it's cool, man. It's cool to get to see all that, and like, kind of that's where you want to get to. Do you know what I mean? That's everybody's end goal. Good thing for like Mark, man. Mark's fucking 21, and like, honestly, man, I honestly would be amazed if this kid doesn't make it like far. Like, I'd genuinely be amazed. He's got like everything you could want for a fighter. He's ridiculous, but like he just needs to keep proving it and keep doing his thing. But he's just it's like a sponge, man. He's picking up so quick. So when he first came, it was predominantly a striker, and you could kind of if you were, he's good. He's really good in the feet, and he can switch up, but you could get him down, and obviously he couldn't get back to his feet. But now you can keep him down, and now he's adding submissions into his game. Do you know what I mean? He's just really well rounded, and like I said, he's only 21. He's an absolute freak athlete, like, and he's fucking one of the most beautiful little guys I've ever seen in my life. So he's basically got the full package.
It's total package.
Did you know the wee modelling gig? And of course, you jumped on that. His pictures and fired a few comments in, as you do.
I like to wind them up, but he's
does a lot, man. That's how he makes his living. He's a model.
He's there, all right. I don't think he's not even that bothered. The women, I don't think, to the fucking women are throwing himself he's not even bothered.
He's focused, man. He's laser focused.
He's got all the potential in the world there. It's quite exciting time, like, for him. Hopefully he can get pro at some point as well, in the near future, and start sparking people at pro as well. Because I think at amateur, and he's got a lot of experience, and you forget how young he is, man. He's like 21. But he's been about for years. Like, he's been fighting since he was like 15, 16, I think. Yeah, so he's definitely done it the right way. He's got a lot of potential, and he's got a bright future ahead of him, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, the one thing you're not obviously going out, Stevie, but I'm sure you won't be jealous of the fact he'll be getting the old nose swabs.
Fuck! I couldn't get any worse, to be honest.
That's
five times. I think you were saying there. That's quite intense.
That's not a swab. That's more like a penetration. That's not like comfy.
Doesn't sound good.
Right. But I guess it's a necessity. That'll be the biggest drawback. But on the plus side, hopefully you get to find out that you've not got. Are they going to do the antibody test as well, James?
I don't think so, man. I think you're just getting tested to see if you've got it at that point. So the most important one's probably going to be the first one, I think, in London. Because by the time you get on the plane, everybody's had the test, and everybody should be good. The only issue with it is you're seeing a lot of people moaning about the testing procedure, saying that they're getting false results sometimes and stuff like that. But I think if you get a false one, they give you another one almost straight away. So we'll see, man. But as far as I'm aware, it's just the test you're getting. It's not the antibody one, which would be useful. It'd be good if they'd done the two of them. I'm not sure how because they still don't know if you can catch it a second time. I don't know if the antibody test would be enough for you to get, like, if they say you've not got it just now, but you've had it before, type of thing. They obviously want to know if you're carrying it at that point in time.
Yeah, and the other thing as well, it's going to be anybody that's getting to go to Fight Island. It's not obviously ideal. It would be great if there was a crowd there and you didn't have to go through all the things. But if nothing else, it's a very unique experience that not a lot of people will have. It's something, whether it's a good or a bad experience, it's definitely something that you'll remember as well.
I think it'll happen. I think the way they'll work it is they're going to. I know the rest of the sports in America come back to normal soon, but they're going to have problems bringing international people into America for a while. So I think what they'll do is they'll run that scheduled monthly fights that they've got coming up. So it starts on the 11th with the show Danny's on, and I think it finishes on like the 25th, maybe with Darren Till. And there's 4 shows in that time. I think what they'll do after that, they'll go back to Vegas maybe for August, and then they'll go back to Fight Island again and probably do the same again, like try and load it with maybe 3 or 4 shows out of the space of 3 to 4 weeks. Just to keep the international guys going, because if you look at the lineups for the Fight Island card over those 3 weeks essentially, I think every single UK fighter's on it, apart from Stevie, he's waiting on a match. Paul Craig, and I think Arnold Allen's not been announced yet, but he's hinting that something's coming. And these are guys that are Stevie's obviously a hard guy to match, coming off Michael Johnson. Paul will be the same, and then Arnold Allen's on. Like, he needs a fight that makes sense with the winning streak he's on. But it looks like they're going to keep doing that, and all the European, the kind of Asians and the Australian fighters and stuff will fight on the island instead of Vegas.
Yeah, and in terms of the card itself, I mean, just looking through it now, as cards go, it's absolutely stacked from top to bottom. What a card. I mean, obviously the main event, three title fights. Got a lot of the, obviously, prelims look good. Ozdemir obviously headlining the prelims. Obviously Danny's fight. Leonardo Santos on the card as well. Marcin Tybura. Davy Grant's obviously on the card too. It's what fights? Is there any fights in particular that have stood out to you? Obviously, we've got the main card, but I'm more thinking for the prelims. Anything at all that's standing out for you?
I like to see that Leonardo Santos fight again, man. He's excellent. I think they've gave him a guy who he's maybe only had one fight in the UFC, so I've not really seen much of the guy, but I'll be interested to see him fight again. I always like watching Davy Grant fight as well. He's a good guy, man. Obviously Danny's fight will be decent, but the whole card's pretty strong. It's probably the biggest card we've been involved with. There is a couple, but it's cool to be involved with, but under the circumstances there's certain things it's not so cool. Like we can't sit and watch the fights. We'll probably not be allowed to be running about those camps and fighters all week, whereas normally you'd be in the same workout room with them all week. You'd be travelling to the press stuff with them and stuff like that, whereas you'll be segregated for the other camps and stuff this time. So I always like the fight week. One of my favourite things is just the workout room and getting in there and watching some of these other guys training and maybe talking to some of the other coaches and bouncing ideas off them and stuff like that. And we won't be able to do that this time. I think we're getting private workout area and stuff like that. So it'll be cool, man. It is one of those things, like you say, like not everybody's going to get to experience it. So it'll be another kind of thing ticked off, just saying that we've done it. But I think it'll end up being a more regular thing than just a once-off. I don't think it'll be just July.
Yeah.
Especially with the hassle they've went to with the logistics there, setting it up, and then Dana White growing about the infrastructure and stuff like that. It doesn't make sense to go to that expense and that hassle to set something up for 4 shows. Whereas I think if they go back to Vegas for August, and then the Dana White contender stuff's all back on, and then bring more cards back to Abu Dhabi, it keeps the other offices and like it keeps them working. It keeps the rest of the fighters outside of America working.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that if they not said that they've signed something with Abu Dhabi that was going to keep them there for a while.
I never seen that one, but it sounds like that's the way it's going to go. I know they've been hinting way back when Danny done the conference call with Dana. It was basically keep yourself in shape, keep fit, and if you're injury free, you could pretty much fight like more frequent than what you would normally, just because of the demand for shows. And then some people will not be able to fight on certain shows with visas and travel restrictions.
Yeah, and obviously with Danny's fight itself, he's obviously in there against Makwan, who's been around the UFC for quite a long time now, hasn't he? Was it back in 2015 he first?
Yeah, he's 5-2, I think, in the UFC. Is it 5-2 or 5-3?
Well, let me have a look. He's lost to Shane Burgos, Arnold Allen, and yeah, that's it. He beat Andy Ogle, Fullen, Wilkinson, Chris Fishgold, and Jason Knight.
Yeah, I think I was at his debut fight with Andy Ogle in Sweden, actually.
Yeah.
I was at the Fishgold fight as well, Andy Arnold. Was it Arnold Allen? I was at another one, but even before he signed with the UFC, everybody knew who he was. He's one of the best kind of featherweights in Europe before he signed. And he's just a solid fighter. He's doing his camp at home. This one, I think he's left SPG. With just normal kind of fighter camp relationships, plus the quarantine or whatever else. So he's training at home. He'll probably run his own camp and stuff like that. Nobody's really getting full camps just with the circumstances. And anyway, like Danny's been quite fortunate. We've had a couple of guys that's suitable for training that kind of fall into that elite athlete kind of category that the government are allowed to train. So we can bring in Stevie and stuff like that. But he's a very capable fighter, man. He's probably I don't think he's as good as Dan Ige, but he's definitely the best guy that Danny's fought, other than probably Dan Ige at this point. He's not got the same striking credentials and stuff as Hakeem, and maybe not even be as good a straight wrestler as that Ige Cabeza who Danny fought in South Africa. And he fought a guy there, Handrew Bofa, who's medalled at Commonwealth Games and stuff like that. He's maybe not as good a wrestler as him, but Makwan puts his wrestling together really well with his submissions. He's got some really pathways for body locks to the neck and stuff like that he's excellent at. And he's striking his footwork's not too bad with his jab and stuff.
And obviously it's about, in terms of name value, it's a good opportunity for Danny. With Makwan as well, there has been instances of question marks over his gas tank because he goes so hard. Is that something you've looked at?
It's hard not to when you watch his fights, man, because it's a recurring pattern. I don't think he's at a stage in his career where it's a hard thing to fix when you're 30-year-old. Do you know what I mean? You're almost, the experience he's got in ages, he's almost as complete a fighter as he's ever going to be. It's like these guys, a lot of the time, their learning curve slows down a wee bit, and then what you're getting with them is what you're going to get to as the career kind of plays out and stuff. But it's definitely something that's happened to him in fights before. It's something that you have to be aware of and, if possible, force it. The thing with it is, he must be aware that that's happening to him, but he's never done anything to change it. Like if you watch his fight, it's him that's almost gassing his cell out by pushing that early pace and coming out 100 mile an hour. And the guys that have beat him have capitalised on it, like both Arnold Allen, who I spoke to, and then and more so in the Burgos when it worked, like it got to four minutes, and you can see him, his gas starting to go, and then you can hear Tiger Schumann in the corner in between rounds telling Shane Burgos he's done, and then he had a wee bit of a rally. Start the second round, but then you could see like the writing was on the wall about 6 minutes into that fight. But at the same time, Burgos had to keep his discipline and pick his shots there. Like he can't just march forward and let Makwan take you down, because he can control guys pretty well and hold them down. So you've got to mind your P's and Q's even when the guy is tired. Is that dangerous?
Yeah, perfect. So it's going to be a fun night of fights. I'm sure you'll be looking forward to watching it as well. Obviously for Danny's fight, Stevie, and then it looks like it's going to be a great card.
It should be class.
Yeah, it should be a good card.
Excellent. So we'll wrap up on that one, gents. Obviously, thanks as always for coming on the show. Stevie, we'll let you get back to losing all your money at Cairds.
I'm still in.
Still in?
Still in. Multitasking at its best.
Brilliant. As always, we appreciate you tuning in, guys. Thanks very much for following the show, and as always, if you can pop onto YouTube and hit that subscribe button, we would really appreciate it. Thank you. Peace out.